Hi there, Loy Machedo. Speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding. The date is 15th April 2018. Time right now is 8:21 in the morning. Okay, this is the segment of Ask Loy Machedo where people ask me questions and I answer them. If you have any questions, send it to loy@loymachedo.com and I'll answer it for you. Remember, loy@loymachedo.com. Description is given below. Okay, this question is from Nahor Kitsa. Nahor Kitsa, I hope I got that name right. He sent me a question to my WhatsApp group. I have this WhatsApp group where people ask me questions. And this is the question he asked me. He said, Loy, can you provide tips for building a professional profile and the difference in making a CV and resume? Okay, first and foremost is CV and resume. Those are names used interchangeably. One is curriculum vitae, another one is resume. So people just use these names interchangeably. There is biodata, which speaks more on not only your credentials, not only your background, but also your bio details like your height, your weight, other personal details, which are required in some places like the army or modeling or some other career. But CV and resume is more or less interchangeably used, more or less the same thing. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second is, can I provide tips on building a professional profile or resume or CV? Okay, you just have to Google Loy Machedo resume or Loy Machedo CV. You would get plenty of videos that I put up with all the terms, all the clues in building a good resume. I also have articles. I think there are around 10 to 15. I'm not too sure. I don't have the exact number, but 10 to 15. So just Google Loy Machedo resume or Loy Machedo CV. I've given them for free. However, what I want you to keep in mind is, when you're asking a question of how to build a good resume, it's like asking someone, it's like me going to someone and saying, what can I do to succeed in my career? The thing is, you can get generic advice like work hard, be focused, read industry journal related to your industry, have a mentor. So I can give you generic pieces of advice which anyone and everyone can adopt. In fact, even if you just Google and search, you'll find everyone saying, keep it brief, edit it properly, make it attractive. Okay, so if I were to give you, let's say I were to give you just five really valuable tips in terms of what to build for a professional profile, okay? Number one is you need to identify very clearly which industry it is that you're applying for. Let's say, for example, you're applying as a sales executive or an IT guy, whatever it is. The place that you're applying for, have a look at the ads. Have a look at the ads that you're applying for. Look at the language, look at the requirements, look at what they're asking for. And using this, don't do what amateurs do. Amateurs, what they do is they copy word for word exactly. Suppose it says, we want someone hardworking, focused, dedicated, and a team player. They will put these words in the resume and say, hardworking, focused, dedicated, and team player. People are not stupid. Don't do that, okay? Understand what the requirements are and put it more or less in the same language, okay? However, it should be more like, if they say we're looking at a team player, you need to have a specific incident mentioned in your resume that elaborates more on being a team player, that shows not only the information part, but shows the excellence, the achievement part. And you need to also state a reference. You also need to state, let's say, for example, you say Mark Hamilton was we had a project which was, so let's say $1 million US, which we had to complete within a month. We completed this project of $1 million US in 27 days, saving the company $30,000. And we managed to get the best team award of the year with me being as a leader. And there you can just state reference, let's say Mark Hamilton, email address, and his WhatsApp number or whatever, and just say he was my immediate boss. This is, just as a reference. So what you're doing is you're adding an extra layer of credibility to that. So the first part is see what is put in terms of the ad and give them exactly that in terms of information. That is point number one. The second thing what I would say is you need to be a really effective word editor. Every point on your CV must add a value, must add a point of conviction, must be competitive in nature, because you need to keep in mind that you're trying to be you're trying to grab the attention of the guy and prove it that you're the right guy for the job. So when you're reading what you've written down in your resume, let's say for example you put I'm a sales professional with 15 years experience. I am a sales professional with 15 years experience. So it's 9 words. How can you reduce this? What if you put 15 years sales professional? 15 years sales professional. So you put 4 words. So instead of 9 words, you put 4 words. So it's more like being a wordsmith. Each and every word you evaluate and ask yourself, how can this CV be made more short? How can the idea that I want to communicate be communicated with lesser words? And how can I make it more impactful? So the first point is in terms of giving what they want. The second point is making it very short. The third thing is, I think you need to know the art of copywriting. And in terms of copywriting, it is not only to make it attractive, not only to make it smart, being the words, but having that sales flavor in it. Because if you cannot sell by making a person read it, then it's no point. For that, you need to be the master of suspense. Whenever I've created a resume, I always leave the person, wanting to ask more. It's like, let's say, for example, the guy reads the CV that he has achieved 14 different qualifications. And, I put around the top 3, which are really very powerful. Then the curiosity is that, wow, then what is the rest of the, rest of the 11 qualifications that he has? So I've put 14 there, I've highlighted it, and I've stated 3 of the top, which are really irresistible. So the question is there. And remember this, the purpose of a resume is the guy should take the phone and call you. And if you can do that, you are the boss. Okay. Last, if not the least, I would say, I think you need to dare to differ. Okay. If everyone is putting their photograph on the CV, everyone kind of puts a design layout in the CV, if everyone uses flashy terms, how can you make your resume stand out? Do you try with a video resume? Do you try it with a CD? Do you try it with, let's say, keeping it absolutely ordinary? Do you send it in a box? You'd be surprised to know that I've actually advised people in doing this. So if, I'm just sharing these points randomly with you and just letting you know that these are the different ways you can go about in order to, stand out in terms of resume. So I don't know if I'll remember the points, but these are the points which I told you. Number 1 is, it should be exactly what they state in the, let's say, the ad, but not the same words, more or less the same idea, but giving examples, making it specific with the recommendations. The second thing is, keep it very brief, be a wordsmith, play around. If suppose 9 words, say, what if I had to say this in 3 words, how would I do it? If suppose you have 10 lines, how would I say it in 2 lines? Third one is, you need to be smart at copywriting with a sales flavor to it, because you don't have that, it's not going to work. Point number 4 is, don't give the CV completely. Always give less information, but information where he wants to take the phone and call you. Okay? I don't know. What's the 5th point? Okay, if I were to give you 1 extra point, sorry, I remember, is dare to differ. Because if you dare to differ, that works wonders. So, Nahor Kitsa, I hope this answers your question. I'm just giving 5 points. Remember this, I still have many more videos and articles. All you got to do is Google Loy Machedo resume or Loy Machedo resume tips or CV. You'll get the rest. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Didn't like it, thumbs down, and put your comments down below and questions. Love to hear from you. This is me saying goodbye for now. Take care.